Hey folks, another unboxing today. Got this in the mail a couple days ago. Haven't had a chance to open it up, but I finally got my Shadows of Brimstone Adventures Warlord pledge box. This is wave 1 of 3, so this is only the first round of stuff that I'll be getting. This box is huge. There's a lot in here. For those of you not familiar with Shadows of Brimstone, it's essentially a dungeon crawl set with a Wild West theme. At least that's how it initially started. There is a feudal Japanese base set called Forbidden Fortress. Forbidden Fortress. That's the name of it. There are two base sets in here. They are not as big as the original two base sets or the Forbidden Fortress base set. But one base set is Spanish conquistadors, and the other base set are Vikings. So, kind of a different set of the theme, but basically the same rules. It's basically a giant dungeon crawl. You're leveling your characters up, fighting bad guys, rolling dice. Just generally good fun. I would highly recommend this game if you like dungeon crawlers. There's a ton to do. It's very good. Leveling your characters up, I have two briefcase boxes full of cards for this game. There's probably over maybe 10,000 cards for this game so far. All kinds of different items, all different ways to level up your character, etc. But I have not opened this box at all. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. See what kind of booty I have in here. All right. What do we got here? All kinds of good stuff. I appreciate putting in the plastic stuff to help the box from moving around. First, we'll start over here. If I can even get in here. There we go. Alright. We got the Valley of the Serpent Kings. This is the Spanish Conquistador box. Comes with all this goodness in the back of it. 44-page rule book. A 56-page adventure book. All kinds of different map tiles, minis. The minis are not painted, so despite how they show on the back here, they're not painted. Also, should probably mention this, these minis are not assembled. They are on sprues, so you will have to clip them out, glue them together, etc. So this is more of a hobby game, dungeon crawl, than your normal just open the box and go. You do have to assemble things. So this is the Valley of the Serpent Kings box. Get that open at some point in the near future. I still have to assemble all the stuff from Forbidden Fortress, I think. We'll go down the list here. This is Kickstarter BAKS 1. Contains Gates of Valhalla, the alt-gender heroes. So basically they include some of the characters in the game are female or male. They include the alt-gender heroes miniatures, so you can, if you want to play a male version of a female character or vice versa, etc. Crimson Hand Dark Acolytes. This will be an enemy pack. Trun Gladiators enemy pack. Norseland's artifact pack. So this is going to be a deck of cards that has artifacts for the Norseland's otherworld or terrain. Odin's Wrath, another card pack of encounters. Spanish Fort artifact pack, so another card pack of artifacts for the serpents, the base set we just saw. Dark Ambition Spanish Fort encounters, so an encounter deck for the Spanish Fort. So that's that one. Now we have BAKS 2. Whole bunch of more stuff. Artifact Targa Artifact Pack 2, Raiding Gear, Norselands Gear, Jargano Artifact Pack. Jargano is, the Swamps of Jargano is another world from the very first game, or the very first base set. Tools of Conquest, Gear Packs, Flames of Ragnarok, Adventure Supplement. Those are usually additional adventures, like encounters and quests and that type of missions for a specific other world. Since it's Flames of Ragnarok, it's probably the Cinder, Caverns of Cinder is the other world. It's basically volcanic land. A whole bunch of group of different enemies here. Fenris Wolf, Swamp Stingers, Draugr, Lumia Vampires, Hellbears, Hellborn Marauders, Venomstrike Ballista, Dread Inquisitors, Shadow Lurkers, Felgigor Slayers, Serpent King, Tredaran Mark II's Scout Tank, Archive Guardian, Harvester Drill Team, Children of the Mountain, the Jaguar Warrior Hero. So this is actually a playable character that is I don't know what term, like Aztecian type warrior. Rivals, Old West heroes, Feudal Japan heroes, Conquistador Viking heroes. So these are sort of like your doppelgangsters. In the world, you will fight them, and there's basically one for each of the Old West, the Feudal Japan, and then the ones for this set. And then the Cities of Gold Adventure Supplement. Again, another mission, so to speak. So that's that. Then we have the Gates of Valhalla, Thunder Forged Titan, XXL Deluxe Enemy Pack. So it's going to come with the mini, his stat card, a bunch of cards for encounters with him, and usually a mission will come with these packs. Then we have the Tredaran Strike Team expansion. This actually, so Tredera is an other world that's basically World War I, World War II type thing, where everything's global war and you're attacking each other. Or these are the bad guys in that other world that you fight. This expansion actually allows you to become a team of these guys, each one with a different role in the group. So if you don't want to play with Old West or Feudal Japan, you can play with these guys, and you have your own stat cards, and you can play these guys as a hero, so to speak. Let's see here. Is this just... This is empty. This is just to hold space. We have a couple enemy packs. We have the Citaris Ravagers. These look like flying dinosaurs with ray guns. Again, like all this shows painted. These are not painted in here. You would also have to paint these as well as assemble them. And then we have the Feathered Serpents. So this is what they'll look like. They'll be the grayish. They will not be painted. We have the Cursed Eternal Hero Pack. So this is a hero you could play as. Comes with both genders. And all the cards and upgrade charts, etc. We have the Valkyrie Hero Pack. Again. Oh, wait. Look at that. Same gender. Not all gender. Well, at least that one still has the breast armor. So, I don't know. Oh, one's the Valkyrie Shield Maiden, and one is the Valkyrie Avengers. So they're both females. But it comes with all the cards and everything else. No male Valkyries, I guess, makes sense. Alright, now we have BAKS2 miniatures. So this is the box of minis for everything that was in the BAKS2. So the first box we looked at just had the cards. And then this has the minis for all of these different enemies. You see how big the box is. And then the last thing we've got here is the Gates of Valhalla base set. This is the Viking themed one, and it comes with all this goodies, maps and enemies, etc. Again, nothing's painted and everything has to be put together. We'll actually open this one up right now. So let's get this off the table. Let's get all this stuff in here. Loud noise. All right. Gates of Valhalla. Open this bad boy up. You guys can I won't. This will be the only one I open. I won't open the other ones. So you can see the insert here is pretty plain Jane. You've got wells for your cards. You have a deck of. This is the map deck for Target Plateau, as well as probably the other worlds that come with this. World cards, another deck of cards. Encounter artifact cards are probably all in here. You have a big brick of cards. Then you have the sprues that have all the minis on them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs of sprues. You have the assembly guide. You do need the clippers. You will need the plastic cement, but they do show you how everything goes together. Double-sided. Then you're going to have your rule book, your adventure rule book. So let's look at this one. This is the rule book. This will go over all the rules on how to play this game. It has not really changed a whole lot from the very first, the Swamps of Death and the City of the Ancients base sets. So if you're familiar with Shadows of Brimstone, you're most likely not gonna. You only have to go here for the new stuff. So there's more side bag tokens, the different references and rules and examples and everything, how to place enemies, how enemies activate, etc. And then in the back, no, that was on the other one. So that's the rules. This, and again, this was 43 pages. There is an index, which is great. A lot of companies don't put indexes in their rule books, which is annoying if you're trying to look for a specific thing. The adventure book here is actually all the missions. So you'll see storyline campaign, how to set that up. You can do fixed map missions, and then into the missions. Darkstone Raid, the Troll Hunt, again, Men of Steel, Gateway to Valhalla, and basically they increase in difficulty. Then you can do basic missions beyond the campaign. It goes through how to level up your heroes, the upgrade chart for the various characters. They do show you pictures of them painted, so if you want to try to paint them with how they envision them, you could do that. There's a ton of lore in here. There's actually a painting guide in here as well, so you can buy paint sets from Flying Frog Productions to paint these with. The Viking Camp Daily Events Chart. The Mutation Chart. This is all with Shadows of Brimstone. Glossary of Terms. You can photocopy this as your campaign log in your character sheet. Then you have the Viking Camp. You're going to have the Viking Camp chart, all the different places you can visit, the campfire, the expedition supplies, the Viking healer, the Viking forge, the trade chart, and then you have the injury chart and the madness chart on the back. You're going to have all of your enemy cards. So the towers, the centurions, the frost giant, it tells you their abilities, how they hit, their elite chart. Then you're going to have the character sheets. So you can have these. If you don't want to photocopy that full page, you can just have these that tracks your basic stuff. Again, males on one side, females on the other. Here we have 2 allies. So you have one Viking warrior ally, which you could probably hire, and then how they operate. You have a set of dice, so you're going to need D6s. For the most part, you're going to have the peril dice, which is the D6 yellow, and then the D8 here is for special things. Mostly weapons. Some of the weapons you'll get will allow you to roll a D8, which has a better chance to hit, etc. So that is just a quick unboxing of the, what was this other word? Gates of Valhalla. Let's see if I can get all this back in here the way it came out. Close enough. Yeah. So that is the Gates of Valhalla. Oh. Well, it was until I forgot that on the bottom of all this are the counter sheets. So here's all of the counter boards with the map tokens and various different tokens that need punched out. All your rage and grit and side bag tokens and status effects, wound markers, etc. So you put all that stuff on the bottom, and then the insert goes on top. As you can tell, there's not really wells in here to fit all of that cardboard. So I generally, for the most part, I have Plano tackle boxes that all the tokens are in. All the miniatures, I have a separate, they're meant to hold like screws and nails and that type of stuff, and tools. Those boxes, like, they stack. I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 10 or 12 of those that have all the miniatures for the Old West. I don't have any of the miniatures for the Forbidden Fortress yet. So I'll probably have to get another 10 to 12 just for that, and probably another 10 to 12 for these. But for the other base sets, I have removed this insert, and I basically just have map tiles in there, and other various tokens that would not fit into the Plano tackle boxes. All of these cards I mentioned earlier, I have briefcase. It's like a briefcase style box, like you would put magic cards in, and I have 2 of those, and they're chock full. I need to get another one, with dividers and all that stuff. That's there's a ton of this stuff for you can go to Board Game Geek and get like the different dividers and stuff you can print out, so that it makes it sorting easier and that type of stuff. But what I was trying to say is this insert probably is not going to stick around, because it can hold everything, but it's not going to hold everything well. It doesn't separate it. I'll probably keep the miniatures for this in this box initially, because they will not be painted. I have painted a third of my Old West Shadows of Brimstone stuff, and then it was just too much. I threw in the towel. I need to get back to it. But so that was the Gates of Valhalla. It's probably not worth opening any of the other stuff, because it's going to be very similar. You're going to have a set of sprues, set of cards, and the charts and stuff for if it's a hero or enemy pack. So that is the Gates of that is the Shadows of Brimstone Adventures Warlord box Wave 1 unboxing. I'm gonna pick up part of Wave 2 at Gen Con. Then they'll send the rest of Wave 2, I think they said by the end of the year. And then Wave 3 is sometime next year. They actually did just do another Kickstarter. They have a brand new Kickstarter, first Kickstarter in 4 years for Shadows of Brimstone. 4 years, 5 years, which is the Hell Train, which was initially a stretch goal in the very first Kickstarter for the first 2 base sets. That wasn't reached. It was like the $2 million or $2.5 million dollar stretch goal. It did not get reached, or it was not reached, and so it never got made. People were asking for it, over and over and over again. One of the most requested other worlds for Shadows of Brimstone. They finally done it, which is good. And then the other one is what's the other? What is the other world? It is, let me look it up real quick. The Impossible Hell Train and Lost Tombs, that's right. Lost Tombs of Karamat or something like that. It's Egyptian themed, pyramid themed. Enemy mummies as the enemies, and statues of Anubis and that type of stuff. So that's pretty cool. But that Kickstarter is up right now. I think it has like another 12 days to go on it. So if this looks interesting to you, that would be a good jumping in point. You can get in on that Kickstarter. It's going to be cheaper to get in now than it is later. It's very expensive. So I won't. There's no illusion to that, or disillusion that it's not expensive. That this is a cheap game. You're going to be spending, if you go all in on the current Kickstarter. There's no all in pledge yet, but I'm going to say it's probably going to be around the $400 mark. And you will be getting the stuff at a steal, because everything is at least $10 to $20 off what it will be at the retail. And you're going to be getting it at least a year before it hits retail. A lot of this stuff does not, they make all this stuff. So Flying Frog Productions actually uses Kickstarter the way it should be used. None of this is manufactured ahead of time. They do the Kickstarter that's running now. It's all designed, most likely, but it is not printed. It's not tooled, like the molds and all that stuff. The lore is probably not finished for this. They're raising money to do all that now. Then they print all that stuff for the Kickstarter, deliver it, and then they use the money that Kickstarter, they got some of the money they got from that Kickstarter to print additional copies of it that will go on sale. But those copies usually don't show up until 6 to 12 months after the folks who did the Kickstarter get it in their hands, because it takes so long to deliver this stuff to the Kickstarter people. They will sell some of the stuff. So like Gen Con, they might have some of the stuff that's delivering in this wave for sale, but it's going to be, again, $10 to $20 more expensive than if you got it in the Kickstarter. And when you're talking about $10 to $20 per, like $20 for this, $10 for the 2 hero packs, $10 for the 2 enemy packs, $20 for the strike team. You've got $10 for each of those enemy packs in that bigger box, and there were at least 20 of them in there. So you're saving hundreds of dollars by getting the Kickstarter versus just buying everything at retail, if you can find it at retail. But anyways, that's my pitch to go back the Kickstarter now. It would be a good jumping in point. You can also buy the stuff from their store if it's in stock. They did just do they had the second revised editions of the core base sets, where they updated a little bit of the rules, etc. I did not pick those up because I could just download the rule books and new rules. I don't think they really changed a ton of cards or abilities or anything like that. So that could be the other route. You could get the second revised editions of the original 2 base sets, which are the Swamps of Death and the Cities of the Ancients. And then there's a whole bunch of other worlds that are added onto that as well. You can buy separately. They're They're not a base set, so you do have to have one of the previous base sets before you get that to be able to use it. But it adds usually a bunch of different maps, encounters, tokens, rules, enemies. But anyways, I've already talked too long. This was the Shadows of Brimstone Adventures Warlord Pledge Wave 1 unboxing. Thanks for watching.